Have you ever noticed how some women don't say they like you? They show it quietly? It's not in her words, but in that split-second glance, that little pause before she answers, or the way she lingers just a moment longer than she needs to. It's subtle, but it's there. The truth is, when a woman finds you attractive, she rarely comes right out and says it. She signals it. And those signals are like invisible threads, soft, delicate, and almost impossible to see unless you know what to look for. Psychologists say women are masters of what's called covert attraction behavior. Micro gestures, small shifts in body language, changes in tone, all meant to test the waters without exposing too much. Most men miss these clues completely. But once you learn to read them, it's like suddenly seeing color in a black and white world. So, if you've ever wondered, was she just being nice? Or was she actually into me? By the end of this video, you'll know. Here are 8 hidden signals women give when they find you attractive. 1. Her eyes keep coming back to you. There's something magnetic about eye contact. It's quiet, but powerful. You ever catch someone looking at you, then looking away real fast, like they got caught doing something wrong? That's one of the oldest signs of attraction there is. When a woman finds you attractive, her eyes have a way of betraying her, even when her mouth stays shut. She might not say a single word, but her pupils, her gaze, they do the talking for her. Now, here's the thing. Women are masters at subtlety. She might not stare at you outright. That's too bold. But her eyes will return to you. Over and over again. Maybe you're across the room. Maybe you're in a group conversation. But somehow, her gaze finds its way back to yours. She might glance, look away, pretend she's focused on something else. But give it a few seconds. There it is again. That's her mind wandering back to you. Psychologists say prolonged eye contact releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's the same chemical responsible for trust, emotional closeness, and romantic connection. So, when her eyes linger on you for even a split second longer than necessary, that's her subconscious trying to build a bridge. And sometimes it's not just about the eyes meeting. It's what happens after. The quick smile, the half smirk, the tiny raise of an eyebrow. It's all in the micro expressions. These things happen in less than a second, but they're gold if you know what to notice. Here's a quick story. A friend once told me he was sure this woman wasn't into him. They worked together, barely talked, but every time he looked up, she'd be glancing his way, always quick, always shy. He ignored it for months until one day she said, "I thought you'd never say hi." That's the point. Attraction doesn't always shout. Sometimes it just looks. So next time you catch her eyes coming back to you, don't doubt it. That's her giving herself away, little by little. 2. Her energy shifts around you. You'll notice this one not in what she says, but in how she says it. When a woman's attracted to you, her energy subtly changes the moment you walk in. It's like flipping a switch, but softly. Her tone gets lighter, her laughter becomes more frequent, her presence feels warmer. Think about it. When we're around people we like, our whole nervous system reacts. Heart rate changes, breathing adjusts, body relaxes but tenses at the same time. It's confusing but real. She might not know why, but suddenly she's a little more talkative, a little more attentive, a little more alive. Watch how she interacts with others versus how she acts with you. Maybe she's calm with everyone else, but when she's talking to you, her voice softens, her words slow down. Or the opposite. She becomes slightly nervous, stumbles on a word, laughs too quickly. Both are signs. Because attraction isn't neat, it's messy, emotional, and instinctive. I remember reading a study where they said attraction changes your vocal pitch. It's not conscious, it's biological. When women talk to someone they like, their voice tends to soften, the tone warms up. It's her body's way of creating closeness without being obvious. So, when her energy seems to light up around you, when conversations suddenly stretch longer than they should, when her words feel easier, more playful, That's not coincidence. That's chemistry trying to speak. Don't mistake her comfort for casualness. Comfort is earned. Energy doesn't lie. 3. She mirrors your movements. You ever notice someone copying the way you sit or the way you hold your cup without realizing it? That's called mirroring, and it's one of the clearest subconscious signs of attraction. Here's how it works. When we like someone, our brain naturally tries to sync with them. It's not something we do on purpose. It's part of how humans build trust and connection. So if you lean in, she might lean in too. If you rest your arm on the table, she might do the same seconds later. It sounds simple, but it's actually powerful. Mirroring happens because our brains are trying to say, I'm on the same wavelength as you. It's comfort, it's chemistry. And most of the time, she doesn't even know she's doing it. If you're not sure, try this little test. Cross your arms casually or adjust your sleeve while you're talking. Wait. If she subtly mirrors it, you just got confirmation. Her body is in sync with yours. I remember one couple from a psychology study where the researchers filmed their date secretly. They found that the couples who ended up forming real romantic connections mirrored each other's gestures about 80% more than those who didn't. So, when a woman's body language starts echoing yours, even in tiny ways, it's not coincidence. It's her subconscious saying, we fit. 4. She teases. You lightly flirting isn't always about words of admiration. Sometimes it's wrapped in playfulness. When a woman finds you attractive, she'll often tease you, not to insult, but to test. She might joke about something you said, challenge you a bit, or playfully roll her eyes and say something like, "You think you're smooth, huh?" That's her way of creating spark, because teasing builds tension, and tension builds attraction. It's a dance of contrasts. She pokes fun, but she smiles right after. She challenges you, but she doesn't walk away. That's how she keeps the moment interesting. Think of teasing as her way of saying, let's see if you can keep up. Women don't invest that energy into men they don't care about. If she's being playful, she's comfortable, she's engaged, and deep down, she's hoping you'll play along. Now, it's important to read the tone. A woman who's into you will tease with warmth, not disrespect. There's always a smile behind her words, a softness that says she's joking. That's the difference between flirtation and rudeness. So, if she gives you a cheeky nickname, mocks your playlist, or challenges something you said with that half grin, don't overthink it. She's not pushing you away. She's inviting you closer. 5. She finds excuses to touch you. Touch is one of the oldest languages in existence. And when a woman starts finding reasons to touch you, even subtly, you can be sure there's attraction somewhere in the mix. It starts small. A brush on the arm, a playful shove when she laughs, adjusting your collar, touching your hand accidentally. None of these things are random. They're tests. Her brain is doing something primal, checking how it feels to be physically close to you. If you respond calmly, she'll do it again. If you stiffen up, she might pull back. Touch releases oxytocin and dopamine, the same chemicals that create comfort and excitement. It builds familiarity, closeness, and trust. I once heard a psychologist say, if a woman touches you twice in 10 minutes, it's not coincidence. It's a cue. So, when she touches your shoulder, bumps your leg under the table, or brushes lint off your shirt, notice it. Because she's not just touching you for no reason. She's speaking through contact. 6. She compliments you in a specific way. Attraction makes people observant. When a woman likes you, she starts to notice things no one else does. She won't say, "You look nice." She'll say, "That shirt really brings out your eyes." Or, "You always smell so clean." What do you use? See the difference? One's casual, the other's personal. Specific compliments show emotional focus. She's paying attention, picking details, and she's testing the waters to see how you respond. A lot of guys brush off these moments. Don't. Women rarely compliment men they're not drawn to. It's not in their nature to hand out flattery without purpose. And it's not always about looks. Sometimes it's about presence. She might say, "You're always so calm," or "I feel like I can talk to you easily." That's emotional attraction, not just physical. So, next time she compliments something oddly specific, smile. Don't overthink it. That's her heart slipping out mid-sentence. 7. She gets slightly nervous or fidgety. Attraction doesn't always make people confident. Sometimes it makes them awkward. When a woman likes you, her body might betray her calm act. She might fiddle with her hair, touch her face, or adjust her clothes for no reason. It's her nerves looking for somewhere to go. Joe Navarro, a former FBI body language expert, calls these pacifying gestures, small movements people make when their body feels excited or anxious. So, if she's calm around everyone else but slightly jumpy with you, that's not disinterest, that's chemistry. Watch for small signs, biting her lip, twirling a strand of hair, glancing at you mid-conversation, tapping her fingers lightly. Those are attraction leaks. Because no matter how much confidence a woman has, when someone she likes is around, her body tells the truth. 8. Her focus is on you. Even when others are around, this one's special. Because it's about presence. When a woman truly finds you attractive, her attention keeps circling back to you, even in a crowded room. She listens when you speak. She remembers what you said last week. Her body angles toward you even when she's talking to someone else. That's emotional attunement. Her brain's tuned into your frequency. You'll notice she mirrors your mood. If you laugh, she laughs. If you get quiet, she softens too. She's reading your emotions without even meaning to. It's not about obsession. It's connection. The kind that doesn't need words. So next time you're with her, watch for where her focus lands. Because attention is the purest form of attraction. And if her attention keeps finding you in the middle of a crowd, that's not coincidence. That's desire. Quiet. Deep. Real. Here's the truth. Attraction isn't always loud. Sometimes it whispers. It hides in glances, soft smiles, and moments you almost missed. Most men never notice these signals. But you? Now you know what to look for. So next time you're with a woman, slow down. Notice her energy, her eyes, her tone. Because the signs are always there, if you're calm enough to see them. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow and reach more people like you. Subscribe for more insights into female psychology, attraction, and emotional intelligence. And don't go yet. Your next video is waiting. It's one you definitely don't want to miss.